This is a 3-minute message brought to you by Redemption Church, Delray Beach.
Hi, my name is Alicia Sinks, and I'm a member at Redemption Church as well as the volunteer coordinator. I'm excited today to share with you some thoughts on Proverbs chapter 6, verses 27 through 28. Let's read it. Can a man carry fire next to his chest and his clothes not be burned? Or can one walk on hot coals and his feet not be scorched? The section surrounding these verses is talking about a man who is being enticed and seduced and tempted to an adulterous relationship. And the concept that Solomon is trying to get across to his son in this proverb really applies to any area of sin. He's basically saying, don't even allow yourself to be enticed by another woman. Don't let yourself even go there in your mind or in your heart. Don't let yourself be tempted. Don't let your desires be awakened towards sin. There's a verse in James chapter 1, verses 14 through 15 that illustrates this really well. It says, "But each person is tempted when he is allured and enticed by his own desire. Then desire, when it is conceived, gives birth to sin. And sin, when it is fully grown, brings forth death." And it really just shows the path of destruction. You cannot hold sin close and dear to your heart and expect to not fall into sin. You cannot hold these desires for sin close and near and dear to you, your chest, to who you are, and expect to not be burned, expect to not fall into sin and your sin be found out. And that verse in James I really like because it just takes you through the whole progression of what happens with sin. It starts with desire, and desire, when you give into it, when you lean into that desire, it conceives and gives birth to sin. And sin, when it is fully grown, brings forth death. It's just showing you the whole progression of sin, and it's saying, cut it off at the desire. When that desire awakens, cut it off right there. Don't even go there. And this is especially important in light of what Jesus says in Matthew 5:28. "But I say to you that everyone who looks at a woman with lustful intent has already committed adultery with her in his heart." Jesus is saying, when you have those desires and when you start to feed those at all, that sin is already there. You may not have committed the act yet, but you're on that path. The sin is there in your heart, and it has already defiled you. And so this verse is just a really sober warning to me. What do I find myself carrying things that I know are wrong close to my heart, thinking that, oh, it's just a desire, it's just something I think about, it's not really that important, I'm not doing anything, because as we've seen, Scripture clearly teaches that puts you on a path towards sin and death.